Second. Okay. So guys, we're going to be teaching you all about how to play into Graves. This is going to be the start of our very brand new series. I'm going to be teaching you every single jungle matchup for Kayn. And when I'm done with this, I'm about to teach you every single mid matchup, if you're interested. Alright, but this first one's first, one of the hardest matchups for Kayn. I'd rate this as probably the top 3 hardest counters for Kayn. Let's see, right now it'd probably be like Deer, Rengar, Graves, I guess. Very, very rough matchups. But I'm going to teach you all about how to play into this matchup. So, number one thing you have to recognize is why Graves counters Kayn. I can tell you this pretty easily. Graves is just very naturally good into a lot of AD melee junglers because he has a lot of kite. He's able to kite you out. He gets to stack armor very easily with his E, so he's stronger than you early game, stronger than you mid game, and he outscales you. And he's always going to have a lot of armor stacked, so you got to be careful with that. Hopefully I don't get cheese right now. I don't think I will. If I was, then Nautilus probably would have hooked me. Okay, so the thing is, I'm just going to look to full clear. I put an early ward on my blue, just in case he wants to early invade me. You always have to be careful, because Graves is very likely to early invade you, whether it's my top side, whether it's my bot side. If he does my top side, I just try and win the smite 50-50. Usually that's what I do, because I don't want to change everything because of this guy. Now, the number one way you got to look to play into Graves is you have to one-shot him before he stacks his E. It's kind of like Kindred. Kindred's a very hard matchup as well, so to be able to play that one isn't easy. But yeah, you got to get very ahead. You got to snowball. You can snowball, you can beat Graves. So you're probably wondering, okay, which form do I go into Graves? Well, if their team has a lot of tanks, you can always go Ross. That's perfectly fine. But for this game, we're going to be showing you how to beat Graves with Blue Kayn. Maybe I'll do another video for Graves, how to beat Graves with Ross, because sometimes you have tanky champs on this team. I mean, this guy does. That has Nautilus and Malphite, but I don't want to go red here because they have more range than melee, so it's easier to get my blue form. It's very hard to get blue orbs off Tristana and Victor because, you know, they're pretty hard champs to gank. But I could probably win fights against Graves just because one of the main things you have to remember is Kayn can path so extremely fast, so you can get a good camp lead on him early on. Now, Graves will actually be able to path faster than you after his first or second reset usually. So the first reset, you either got to path really fast and get back on the map really fast so you can do something, or you have to, you know, just use your XP advantage to fight him. So level 4 to 3. So let's say I went to this bot scuttle and my team could rotate, then I'd look to fight him because I'd have that level advantage. Wouldn't necessarily mean I can win. Level advantage doesn't always mean win. It just means that you're a higher level. That's all it means. But I mean, you do get more stats, but you have to remember Kayn is one of the weakest champs early game because obviously he has a form. So 307 full clear is pretty good. Keep an eye on mid. Looks like Nautilus is rotating. Okay. Okay, nice, perfect.
You have slain an enemy.
Okay. Getting sums left and right, that's easy. So yeah, remember how I said use that level advantage, guys. So this is looking like a good start, and remember, what I'm teaching you doesn't mean you're always going to beat Graves. When I say he's a counter, one of the top 3, that means that typically if you see a Graves, you don't want to play Kayn. So remember that. This isn't like, oh, Karasmai is teaching me how to beat the hardest counters. I'm giving you an idea if you have to play into Graves. I'm not suggesting you should play into Graves, ever. It's not fun. Genuinely not a fun experience. You can beat him, but it doesn't mean that you should. Like, let's say he had the Galio in that situation, and the Bard, he wins. And I would be very behind and probably lose the game. But, you know, you guys are playing at lower elos, more mistakes are bound to happen. With more mistakes, means more potential for plays. No. I was rewarded my camp alone. I thought they were going to double invade. That was very weird. I don't know why I did that. But either way, yes. If you guys are wondering who my go-to ban is as a Kayn main, it's Udyr. A lot of people know that I used to ban Graves all the time. I don't ban him anymore because you can beat him. But Udyr, I think, is just way too punishing. Especially not every elo. Champion's just too forgiving. Hecarim's a bit of a pain in the butt too, but I'd rather play in a Hecarim than Udyr. Thought you did Lucindy Rush? No, you can go straight to Dirk Rush as well. more damage. Yeah, ideally, that's a good question. Or that's a good thing to state. Ideally, you don't want to rush boots into graves. You want to rush damage because you don't have a problem getting on top of him. You're a very high mobile champ. You have problems with killing him. So early game, when his E isn't so much, he's stacked, it's good to rush damage. So into graves, yeah, we want to rush damage in this matchup for sure. It's a very good question. It's a very good statement to make. Thank you. Yeah, we can look for something. Very not likely, but I have no camps, and my camps are going to wait a little bit to respawn here. Play the ward, make sure it's on dragon. Okay, so it looks like they're a little bit ambitious here. Galio's 6. No, that's fine. Got a lot of orbs there. Oh, Samir is so close to clean them all up. I think trading 1 for 1 to get orbs is nice. That's fine. Because look at the advantages and just know that I didn't have any camps up. So to make a play while I'm waiting for my camps to respawn is fine. Because remember, like I said, orbs. Orbs is so important. In that downtime where you're waiting for camps to respawn, orbs are key to get. Now notice he spent so much time bot side. So now this top side camp should be up. So I should probably go get those while I can. Take them while I can. See, a lot of people, they would have the worst mindset ever. Okay, let me go farm. Let me go farm my own camps. No, don't farm your own camps. Farm his camps. Punish him. You gotta punish in this situation. So yeah, I don't even want to take his Gromp because it's very risky, but blue here is good. Blue here is good. I like blue here. Any bit of punish there is good. Remember, he doesn't get the scuttle either, so this is like taking 2 camps from him. Okay, so it looks like he actually going to farm this right now. You know, this is what vision does for you. I should have ulted him. I stole the camp from him though. I don't know. I was kind of worried to ult him there. It'd be kind of risky. Oh wait, they stayed. Oh, this could be easy. Huh. Okay. Huh. Well played by the Galio. Oh, you'd love to see it, boys. The wrong form is secured. Well, like I said, you want to snowball, and the best thing I could do right now after stealing 2 of his camps and killing him again is just farm. Because he's got 2 camps. His topside camps aren't spawning, so he's only got 3 camps on the map. So he doesn't have a lot to do. So if I were to take Rift, he'd take my bot side, and that'd catch him up a little bit. So I don't think it's worth getting punished doing an objective. I'm just going to farm my camp so I don't get punished, and he also doesn't get anything. So this is called the neutral play, where I'm not getting anything, but he's not getting anything either. See, it's like, I'd rather, like, if I could stab him, but, okay, in-game. If I could stab him in-game, but I'd get stabbed myself, even if it's a smaller stab wound, I don't want to get stabbed. You know, it's not worth it. Like, maybe I really want to in-game, but it's not worth it. When I'm already at the advantage, there's no point. Neutral plays are perfectly fine. Now, let's say I really, really liked my team and I really believed in them. I could ping them to like protect my camps, but that's also asking an awful lot from teammates. We're just gonna rotate down. I'm not gonna look to join the fight. I'll just look to zone the victor or cover mid. Yeah, it's easy. So this is just a situation where it's just a game that snowballs heavily in our favor because of just understanding how the matchup works and how to play into it. A lot of times when people pick Graves, they actually don't know how to play Graves. They just know how to. They just know that it counters Kayn, right? Ow. I messed that up. I meant to auto Q him, but he flashed immediately. There's no flash though. The reason why I went for that is because if I hit him, I actually get orbs off my blue form, which is pretty good. I had no camps to do, you know. After you farm all your camps, you can look for plays. Pretty easy. Still have a minute. I could probably farm dragon. Put camps up. Dragon while we can. I know a lot of people are going to see this and be like, well, you had 3 winning lanes. Well, the reason why the lane snowballed so hard, actually because proper macro. Hey there, Tristana. Ow. Hey. Nice. We're gonna just farm 2 camps, get our form. Farm, form, and objectives. Yeah, so if you can ever bully a Graves like this, man, I'll guarantee you're gonna climb elo. Because let me tell you something. If you're a Kayn OTP or just a Kayn main, you know how to play into every matchup. I think this series will help out every single Kayn main. So we're gonna try and do these daily. This is gonna be our first one. It's gonna be Graves. This is all gonna be played in high elo, by the way. No fucking around. So you can see how hard some matchups really are. This one, it can go really in Kayn's favor, honestly. It's not like he picks Graves and he instantly wins the game. It's that if he picks Graves and he knows how to play it, like the thing that would have been smart for him to do is not contest the scuttle against me. Knowing I had Galio. Instead going for the other scuttle and just looking to make a play on the opposite side of the map. The best way to beat Kayn is just to play away from him. Unless you have the rotation advantage. If your team could rotate and your team could help you, obviously you want to punish him. But if not, then just play away from him. Look for ganks. Snowball your lanes and let them handle him. Kayn's pretty easy to counter him. It's not even worth to take dragon this game. We're just going to end early. This is one of those games where we win mentally. Don't need to win the game off anything else. I don't know if this would work in lower elos. I don't know if people FF often or not. They don't FF often. You want to take every objective that you can while you can. But the number one thing you look to do in higher elo is in higher elo, people are always spamming FF. So if you're really ahead, just keep invading. Just keep taking his camps and just keep killing him. Enemy Jung will be so tilted. He'll either AFK or just spam FF until the team doesn't want to play anymore. So, little advice from my higher elo viewer basis. What? Oops, I messed up my combo. Doesn't matter. I'm so ahead. Doesn't matter. Like I said, you snowball and he can't do anything to you. As long as I don't let him fully stack his E. Like, he can't even get his items. This is how you have to beat Graves matchup snowballing. It's not going to be an easy thing to do, but if you're a good snowballer, you don't have to ban him. Like, I never banned Graves. I banned Udyr. Now, this doesn't mean I like playing into him at all, but... So, like I said, whenever I'm ahead, my camps are my camps. His camps are my camps. I like to farm his camp. I like to farm his camps. Look for picks as well. 3 kills always tilt enemies. Because then they're just dying on repeat. Like, waste his ult. Ah! Oh wait, that wasn't very beneficial for him, that was it? Oh. Ow! Oh. You got a shutdown. See, that's never good to give up if you want to end the game early. Alright, so what you guys are probably wondering is what to build in the Graves. Now let me explain this since it's nearing the end of the game. What you want to itemize in the Graves depends on his build. If he goes Shield Bow, you want to rush Serpents after Prowlers, of course. You want to get CDR Boots always, and she's a really good buy. You typically want to go the normal build. So what I would go is, if you go Shield Bow, make sure you get Serpents. If not, you can go Yumu's. But either get Shield Bow or Yumu's first. Then after that, I typically go Edge of Night. Edge of Night's pretty good, not just in the Graves, but just in general. And then after that, you immediately want to rush that Last Whisper. Now, let's say that the enemy team is a little too tanky. You can go Last Whisper before Edge of Night, but I would not recommend Manamune in the Graves, because the thing is that a lot of people love Manamune. Don't get me wrong, it's a good item. especially for lower elos. I think it's fine. Like, I like to meme it, but I think it's a genuinely good item for Kayn. But this is a matchup that you need to snowball. So if you're delaying your snowball, I mean, you're just not going to be able to play the game properly. So, like I said, Serpents, you are Serpents, Edge and Eye, Last Whisper. So you can either go LDR or Sorelges. I always go whichever one I could afford first. Last item, just go whatever you feel like, honestly. I usually just build whatever I feel like it for my last item. Those core items is the only ones you need. Typically, I end games before I get to that point. Notice I don't even farm my own camps at this point. I'm just farming his. Hello. That's Nautilus, so I don't have to smite this. I tell because it's a ward, not a trinket. Just here to go shield bow. No, I said if Graves goes shield bow, you go Serpents. Breaks the shield bow. Okay. Ow. Whoa. Oh, that wasn't good. Dude, that was not good. Oh. Oh. Holy. Jesus. That guy does not go down. Well, it doesn't really matter. My team's super red. It's what a snowball looks like. Where's the enemies in FF? But yeah, we can just end the game. If they don't FF, let's just play normally. They're too behind to actually do anything anyway. Unless I die again, then that'd be inting. What? Red buff normally should move over. This will probably just end us the game, but let's see actually. As long as I don't try and one-shot the Nautilus, we should be fine. Oh, but he's looking so one-shottable. I would take his Krugs. My team's getting the rift. The Graves is farming mid now with Chisana, denying her gold. Tilting him. Oh, the AFF. They told you. This game's already been over, so sometimes they AFF, sometimes they don't. That's how you play.